Listen, Kentucky needs an extreme makeover home edition revamp this offseason out in Lexington. You don't get to go 4-8 and say, no, there's no problems coming from within the house, especially when you have tons of players entering the transfer portal. And the position that was hit the hardest was wide receiver. No more Barian Brown, no more Dane Key. You do have Jamori Macklin back, but still, you need another playmaker to add on in if you feel like that Cutter Boley or Zach Calzada can take that next step forward. The Wildcats have done that. They addressed it by adding in Kendrick Law, and now they brought in Troy Stellato from Clemson. Let's go ahead and grade the move. Welcome on into SEC Unfiltered. It's Cole Thompson here. Make sure that you like the video, hit the ring notification, and subscribe to the channel because we talk college football every single day. Download the podcast version of the show wherever you get your podcast listening systems. Follow us on the socials. Link is in the description. Follow me at Mr. Cole Thompson and check out all of our great work found at secunfiltered.com. This episode is brought to you by our friends over at GameTime. Download the GameTime app and use the promo code SECU for $20 off your first purchase. Basketball season, conference play right around the corner. College baseball season right around the corner. The MLB is right around the corner. You have NHL, the NBA. Let's say your favorite comedian's coming to town. Stop wasting your time going to these big time apps. Go to Game Time, promo code SECU at sign up, and you'll get $20 off your first purchase. Troy Stellato at one point was viewed to be a difference maker for Dabo Swinney's offense. Had a really explosive freshman sophomore year, kind of came on in, really was going to take that next step forward, but never truly emerged. You saw Antonio Williams getting a little bit better. You saw Bryant Wesco kind of grow up, TJ Moore get a little bit more reps, and so he got pushed down the pecking order. That doesn't mean that he's a bad player. If you go back and remember his sophomore season, pretty good numbers, 337 receiving yards, 8.6 yards per play, and a career high of 39 receptions. So he's now going to be, instead of a little fish inside of an ocean, a substantially larger fish inside of a lake. That's what you're adding on in. He's explosive. He's got the catch radius. He's got a pretty good frame at 6'1", 190 pounds. And he can be an enforcer on special teams as well. So he adds tremendous value to the roster in general. Kendrick Law is probably going to be your number one. Most consistent route runner, good hands, strong catch radius, not going to drop that many balls. And I think that leaving Alabama is a good thing for him because much like I'm saying with Stellato, being a bigger fish in a smaller pond is actually going to boost up his confidence and boost up the rest of the roster. And Jamori Macklin can fly down the football field with these. He's got straight line home run speed to where if Zach Calzada or Cutter Boley can just uncork one, you're in a pretty good spot. You also have David Washington Jr., the 3-star out of Philadelphia. He could have an expanded role. But now you get to kind of intermingle what is your offense going to be next year. You're not so pigeonholed on saying we can only get the football to Kendrick Law. Because when you realize that you only have one enforcer or intimidator in the passing attack, everyone in the secondary is going to corral around him and force your quarterback to kind of win elsewhere. Is it on the ground? Is that tight end? Is it with maybe the running game? What is it? Somehow you have to have that secondary punch. You're adding in at least some quality competition for a guy like Stiletto to make it a pretty big impact. And you're also adding in some veteran talent for a team that really needs to take that next step forward and mature overnight if they want to be a competitor in 2025. Let's go ahead and grade the move just in general. Elite, all league, winnable plus, winnable minus, Jag. I'll go through it quickly. Not really that many elites, not really that many all leagues. Winnable plus and winnable minus is where you want to actually find most of your talent. And I think a guy like Stiletto probably falls in winnable minus. The ultimate goal, I think, would be to eventually have him maybe take on over as the number 4 guy. Number 41 overall player in the state of Florida, number 43 receiver in the class of 2021, quality 3-star prospect, can add value as a bigger threat, a bigger receiver, paired alongside with the Kendrick Law, paired alongside with the Jamori Macklin. I think what your hope is that David Washington takes that next step forward, but you needed some veteranship. I mean, it wasn't just losing out on your top 2 guys. It was also losing out on Hardly Gilmore, who's now following Dane Key from Lexington up to Lincoln, and he's going to Big Ten country. So you just want to add in another weapon. More is more. Let's just call a spade a spade. More is more in the SEC. You want more consistency, you want more dominance, and you want more playmakers that can better your odds of actually hitting. And sometimes when you look at a school like a school like Kentucky, you don't need to worry about a guy coming on in with extensive reps from a big-time program. He has expensive reps at any program. You'll take that as a win. But if he's kind of unpolished or unknown or really kind of flown under the radar at a major institution like an Alabama or an LSU or a Clemson or an Ohio State, well, the good part is that eventually somebody saw the value of him and you can put him into your system. A little bit of a smaller place, little bit more of realistic expectations. And who knows? They could end up flourishing. I think it's a solid move by Mark Stoops for the offense to add in a veteran receiver to pair alongside with Jamori Macklin, pair alongside with Kendrick Law, take some pressure off of Cutter Boley or Zach Calzada, whoever wins the starting job next year. But ultimately, this isn't one that is going to move the needle on paper, but it is one when it comes to his consistency as a route runner, his overall frame, and what is needed out in Lexington. He may end up hitting. And who's to say that he won't end up being wide receiver one when all is said and done by the time his time is up in Lexington? Let me know in the comment section down below. What do you feel about Troy Stellato going to Clemson? Leaving Clemson and going to Lexington in 2025. Download the podcast version of the show. Follow us on all social channels, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at SEC Unfiltered. Follow me at Mr. Cole Thompson and check out all of our work found at secunfiltered.com. Until next time, folks, I am Cole Thompson. Wildcats, you add in a wide receiver. Peace.